Hi. Hello, my Teaserking family. All right, we did economics and gold, a little bit of sports cards. Let's go to baseball. It's been a while since we had it. All right, let's look at today's ball games. 6:05, so we got an hour. Diego at Philly. Now, this is after the All-Star game, so all the pitchers should be well rested, and the teams are a little out of sync because they haven't played. I didn't watch the All-Star game. No desire. Hard to watch baseball. I watched the Tigers last week. They go to the extra innings and there's a guy on second. Like, what the fuck is this? I mean, it's like, are you serious? Like, why are you trying to end the game so quickly? Nobody should get a free on base. You should earn it. You should either walk or an error or get a hit. But this whole I'm putting you on second, I don't get that. If it's a good product, why would you be ending the game quickly? If you have a good lover, why would you want to have quick sex? You'd want long sex. Anyway, it's just kind of a lot of bullshit I'm hearing. All right, so let's go. San Diego, Philly. We got Hugh Darvish, 5-6 with the 4.87. I guess Christopher Sanchez, 0-2, but a 2.84. Philly scores a lot. Philly's pretty good. I'm debating about the under or Philly. Let's go Philly at home. They seem to be good hitting. The pitcher seems good. 0-2 with a 2.84. I can't believe it's bullpen day. So let's say this guy doesn't get a lot of wins and losses, but he has a good ERA. Now we're at 7:00, so that's the only early game. Baltimore, good. Sandy Alcantara, who was good last year, this year, 3-7 with the 4.72. I'm kind of surprised they're leading off with him. Dean Kremer, 9-4 with a 4.78 for Baltimore. Now, this is like a Rose Bowl game, right? The passing's out of sync. The defense is ahead of the offense when the last game played was in the end of November, and now you're playing a Rose Bowl game January 1st. So they haven't played in a month. The timing is off, as we see with Peyton Manning when he would rest them and then they had the bye, and they always lost the first game. So you're going to have the hitting. So Miami, Baltimore, and 4.78. So he gets the win. So let's go Baltimore with Kramer. San Francisco, Pittsburgh. Ross Stripling for Frisco, 0-2 with a 6.37. Are they kidding? You've had a week off, and this is your pitcher against Rich Hill, 7-9 with the 4.78. I got to go over with this. Pitt doesn't hit a lot, but they're going to hit Stripling, who's got a 6.37 ERA, and Rich Hill at 4.78. They ain't much better. So I think this is ridiculous. So this should be a high-scoring game. Arizona and Toronto. I almost said Toledo. Ryan Nelson for Arizona, 5-5 with a 5.19. Jose Berrios, 8-6 with the 3.50. This should be a high-scoring game. Arizona can hit. Their pitcher's weak. So let's go over 9 in Arizona, Toronto. Milwaukee, Cincinnati, good game. Corbin Burns from Milwaukee, 7-5 with the 3.94. Graham Ashcraft, 4-6 with a 6.28 ERA. Another over I see. Cincinnati can hit the ball. Their pitching sucks. Over under a 10. Kind of hard because of what I said earlier, that the hitters are going to have a little bit harder time getting going. But I'm going to go over with this game. Again, I don't understand why you would not go with your ace after a week. even if he pitched in the All-Star game on Tuesday or Wednesday, this is Friday, he only pitched an inning or so. I find that hard to believe. The Dodgers and the Mets. Here we go. Julio Urias, 6-5 with a 4.76 against my man Justin Verlander, 3-4 with a 3.60. Bobby's going to play tonight, so we're taking the Mets as they're a home dog. You're making Verlander a home dog. Jesus Christ. Good luck for the Dodgers getting 5 hits tonight. Take Verlander. They know when they're the dog, and you're disrespecting Verlander. You're out of your fucking mind. So let's take Verlander. Let's lock it. We're locking the Mets. Bobby's going to be out there. Off we go. The White Sox in Atlanta. Atlanta's really strong. The White Sox stink. Michael Kopech, 3-7 with a 4.08 against Charlie Morton, 9-6 for a 3.4. Let's take Atlanta. Go Atlanta, beat the Navy. Cleveland, Texas. We got Aaron Chevalier for Cleveland, 3-2 with a 2.56 against John Gray, 6-5 with a 3.29. We're going under. The over-under is 8.5. Take this under. Both pitchers are very good, and Texas can hit. Cleveland can't. But with this type of pitcher, Texas ain't going to hit either. Boston and Chicago, the Cubbies. Brian Bello, 6-5 with a 3.04 for Boston. Kyle Hendricks, 3-3 with a 3.04 for Chicago. Over under 9, we go under 9. Again, in Fenway's one thing. Now in Wrigley, yeah, it's probably good, but you got 2 good pitchers. I'm going to go under 9 here. Washington against the Cardinals. We got Trevor Williams for Washington, 5-5 with a 4.45 against Miles McCollus, 5-5 with a 4.23. Both teams kind of suck. They're 20 games under 500. I'm going to go over here. Washington, they both don't hit, but terrible pitching. Let's go over with these pitchers. The Yanks in Colorado, beware, Colorado. The over-under, and this is 11. Carlos Rodon for the Yanks, 0-1 with a 3.38 against Austin Cumber, 7-7 with a 6.4. Let's go Yankees. Go Yankees. Beat the Navy. I don't love Rodon, but Austin Comer, 7-7 with a 6.40. At home, it's probably like a 10, and look for the Yankees to come out strong. Houston and California. JP France for Houston, 4-3 with a 3.26. Shinoy Ohtani, 7-4 with a 3.32. Let's go under here. Although you got hitting with Houston, California doesn't seem to hit. Ohtani, so stupid that he's pitching and playing the field. I don't buy that at all. But with 2 low ERAs, so I'm going to go under in the game. Minnesota, Oakland, no pitching. Unfortunately, Oakland's terrible. Minnesota's a 210 favorite, but I don't know who's pitching, so I can't play it. You got to know the pitcher. It's kind of like you got to know the quarterback. If you don't know, you can't play it. Detroit at Seattle, 10 o'clock game. Eduardo Rodriguez, who was pretty good, 4-5 with a 2.64 against Luis Castillo, 6-6 with the 2.85. Detroit, as we've seen, like the second or third worst batting average in the league. Seattle's not much better. We're going to go under 7. Rodriguez has had some good games where he's had some shutouts. Luis Castillo, 6-6, but with a 2.85. So this is going to be an under. And Tampa KC's already postponed. That's a shame. I would have taken Tampa there. So let's go under with the Detroit-Seattle game. No locks, but, oh, no, we did lock Verlander. Love locking Verlander. You know what's ironic? I don't have a Verlander card. Or I might have one regular one, but I don't have like a Verlander card. I would have got him in this if he was there, but he wasn't. So if you notice, these are all like mid-90s. This is a Yeah, it doesn't give a year. This is 1996. This is probably 94, 93, 94, because there's Montana. So these are mid 90s. And I bought, these were the limited cards to buy in the mid 90s. This is just a Jeter rookie card. Buying it because it's a rookie card, and this is Mickey because it was what I could afford, basically. Don't waste your time on these rookies now. Like Bo Bichette. Don't waste your money on him. If you want to buy Joe Burrow or Mahomes, why would you buy Bo Bichette? You don't know what he is, especially in baseball. You don't really know. Now I want to talk about poker. It's a subject that comes up. The stupidest play, I've been watching a little TV, little poker. They don't know when to fold. They don't know when to bluff. They make the stupidest calls, and they call the wrong amounts at the wrong time. So if somebody that's why I'm convinced it's not their money they're playing with. It's somebody else's or house money or something. Oh, you're on TV. We'll give you 500,000 and just play with it. Because if somebody makes a big bet in me and not confident, fold. I don't need to call going, well, maybe he's bluffing or maybe this. I don't care. I fold. Or football. What did I tell you? We were going, through St. Louis and Washington. I go, well, both pitchers kind of suck. Neither team can really hit. I just pass on it. That's what people in poker don't do enough of. Somebody makes a strong bet against you. When they make it against me, I don't think they're trying to bluff me because you can't read me. So I think they actually have a good hand, and I tend to fold most of the time against aggressive betting. But I'll trap you. I'll wait till I get trip aces and then let you make that big bet. Then that's when I jump on you. But if somebody makes a $50 bet on me and I got a pair of tens, I just don't even think about it. I just fold. If you want to bet $50 on me, be my guest. I find that's the biggest problem with these poker players. They're trying to make the hero call. The biggest mistake I see is they have like a pair of aces and they check. And they're trying to trap the opponent, and then the opponent catches two pair on them and they lose. And you're like, play the game the way it's supposed to be played. If you got aces, you bet the guy out before you can draw on you because aces aren't a really strong hand. Only pre-flop. Once the three cards are out, who the fuck knows what's going on? So this is the biggest problem I see with poker, the decision being made. They're not understanding, and they're chasing with the weekend that you shouldn't be chasing on. Just wait. Now that's cash games. These tournaments, it's really stupid. It's all luck. That's why this World Series of Poker is a joke. It's all luck because when the Aussie won, and they're all going Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. He wasn't any good. He got lucky. Oh, he flopped the set. Oh, he hit us straight on the river, the flush. He's just going all in because he had no chips, and then he happened to get lucky and catch a hand. That's not skill. That's why tournament poker is bullshit. And that's what I have against poker is it's too much luck. How much luck is it to buy this card cheap and then let's go get it graded a 10? How much luck's involved? 0. How much luck's involved about buying this? 0. Bricks is out. This is going to go way up in value. How much luck's involved? Nothing. This is the difference between skill and luck. This is skill buying this. This is skill understanding supply and demand, and the demand for this is huge. Same with this. Same with this. This is skill. I know these guys are superstars. The demand's there. These are limited cards. They're pretty. I know the price is going to go up on them. That's skill. I know if I flop if I have a pair of aces and I flop a set, now my skill comes out. I can slow play. That's when you slow play. And reading the opponent is skill. Understanding his bets, understanding your bets, understanding how to play the hand. That's the skill part. But if they stay in with 3 diamonds and catch a 4th and 5th diamond, they catch 2 diamonds for a flush, then what are you supposed to do? Is that skill that he played the hand wrong? The odds on getting the 2 diamonds are slim. Even if you have 4 diamonds, you don't have 9 outs, because the odds are, let's say it's a 7-man game, the odds are at least 3 diamonds that were put on the flop. So that cuts you down from 13 to 10. Then 2 diamonds hit. So now there's only 8 diamonds out, not 12. Well, let's say you have 2 and there's 1 out, it's 3, you think 10. Well, probably 2 other diamonds came out on the deal, or the berry, or so there's maybe 8, not 10 out there. So your odds are far worse, and you're going to chase the flush. Granted, you'll win, but your odds are so bad that becomes luck, not skill. Skill is when you have the odds on you understand the odds, and the odds on chasing are ridiculous. Well, I have a 25% chance of winning, and the pot odds are this or that. I found that to be incredibly stupid. Well, I'm going to call because the pot odds suggest I call. What are you, living in fantasy land? You got nothing. The play is fold. Not, well, it's only going to cost me another $50, so my pot odds are good. Now, I get that if I have 4 diamonds, the guy raises $10. Okay, for $10, I'll see it. For $100, I won't. Now we get back to economics. For $10, I'll buy the steak. For $50, I won't. Okay. And that's the whole point of it. So there's that's where that poker's luck. And then in a tournament, I go all in because I'm down to the last 100,000 chips, and this guy's got 500,000, and I'm going to get blind and nannied away, so I might as well make my stand. And now it's this luck. Well, I got Queen Jack, and I pray a Queen or a Jack flops. Oh, it did. Okay, great. And then that's what would happen. And then there's no skill to that. The problem is you got so far down, you probably played too many big hands that you shouldn't have played. People play way too many hands because they need the action. It's all psychological. It's about, does this guy have what he's saying he has? That's the illusion part. And I'm getting tired of these other guys stealing all my stuff. Illusion, yeah, who came up with that? Titanic, yeah, who came up with that? These motherfuckers stealing my stuff. If you're going to watch the show, say you're watching the show, comment, or send me an email or something. Do you mind if I use Titanic or illusion? They'll come out with it, but they don't know what it means anyway. That's why I'm the professor. So that's what you get in poker, is to use your skill is to know the other guy, to know your players, to know their bets. When Joe over there makes a bet, does he have it or not? And that's really the skill part of it. The skill part's learning the players, knowing when you're good and when you're beat. That's the skill part. I mean, there's no skill in you got 5-6 and the flop comes 7-8-9. Geez, a lot of skill. I flopped a straight, but if there's 2 spades, now the skill comes in. If a 3rd spade flops on the river, now am I good? Does my straight beat the flush? That's why I always fold the straights. If there's 2 diamonds and I hit the straight, um, let's say there's two diamonds. I got a 4-card straight, and the guy makes a bet on me with the diamonds. I fold my straight because if the other card comes out and it's a diamond, guess what? His flush beats my straight. I don't win with the straight to a flush, so I'm very careful unless I catch the straight. And I won a lot of money in one hand. It was like two diamonds out, and the 8 of clubs hits and gave me the straight with the 8 of clubs, keeping two diamonds. And that was on the turn. And then it was like an all in. And they're praying for the flush, and I've got the straight already. Well, in that situation, yes, that's how you do it. That's more skill. And then they're looking at luck going, oh, maybe I'll catch my diamond. Maybe I'll catch the diamond. One guy tried to do that. Real big pot. Good player. I got queens. Flop comes 3 spades with the queen of spades. He goes all in. I'm looking going, I got the nuts because, no, the flop came 2 spades, I think. I says, the best he's got is 4 spades. I've got a set of queens. I have the best hand because it was like queen 10, 6, 2 spades. He goes all in with probably the ace of spades on a 4 flush. But I already got the set of queens. I could catch a full house or just spades don't show up. And then so I call. That was a no-brainer. I wasn't even skill. I mean, it certainly wasn't luck. It was luck I got the 3 queens and he got the 4 spades. That was the lucky part. And then he goes all in trying to catch the flush, but he's up against a set of queens. So he's buried. But that was kind of luck the way the flop hit. And then I got lucky that I hit but then the skill was, how did I play the hand? He goes all in, I call. And I win. I didn't get a full house. He never got the flush. It was funny when I played the guy. He was a good player, but when I played him, it would end up going all in, and I beat him like every time my set would hold up. Or he would chase a lot. So if you saw 2 spades or 6, 7 out there, him trying to get the straight, he wouldn't complete it against me. I had the evil eye on him. But that's the problem with poker. People chase, they don't get it. It's too much luck. So you got to take the luck out of it. So you really got to know the player. But that comes back to economics, as everything does. So in Say's Law and Adam Smith time, you're reading the other people. And you know, if the guy buys donuts, then you're going to make donuts. Or if he buys golf clubs, I'm going to make golf balls because he's going to need golf balls. So I'm reading the guy going, this is what he likes, right? And he likes gold. That's what this class is, gold and silver and sports cards and sports and everything. Anyway, so that's poker. A lot of people really are clueless. They really are way just depending on luck. Well, I got 4 diamonds. I hope to get the. You don't even know if that flush is good. I lost one hand with the flush. I had like a low flush. The other guy didn't have a high flush. He had like a 10 high flush. He made a big bet, and I called him with the flush going, well, we can't have the ace or king. He would have just checked. And he overplayed his flush, but it was enough to beat mine. I think I had 7-5, and he had like 10-2 or something. But he shouldn't have made the bet. The way he bet, I assumed he didn't have a flush because I think the ace might have been out or something. But that's what you're doing in poker. You're reading, and in economics, you're reading. It's all about reading. When we get into football, it's reading the teams, but knowing what's important. So we know the defense is the most important thing. Then we look at the points and we see, oh, fuck, Georgia only gives up 12 points a game. So does Iowa. So does Iowa State, Washington. So we start reading these stats to go, we're observing that. Again, it goes all the way back to Adam Smith. We're observing this team's a good defensive team because they only let up 15 points a game. We're observing that USC is a over team because they score 40 a game to give up 35. They can't stop anybody, but they score a lot. Nobody can really stop them, except for Georgia, of course. So we then look for them in over against other over teams, and that's what the Pac-10 is. Oregon, Washington, Utah, UCLA, and USC, and Arizona State, they're all over teams. Now, I was reading my magazine. I think it's on the couch. So one thing I'm observing in my magazine is, this team brought in a lot of recruits, like Colorado. Let's read Colorado. Let's have some fun. So we're going to read Colorado. What's that? They're in the Pac-10. I keep thinking they're in the Big 12, but they're not there anymore. Let's go to the Pac-10. Let's read Colorado. So Colorado, when we read the analysis, hiring head coach prime time gives this program a major jolt of energy. Why? Ticket emergency and fan interest. Yeah, but we don't know if he's any good. Many forget that this was a 1-11 team a year ago. This isn't anywhere near the same team, but a significant challenge. There was something that I read where they brought in a lot of, let's see. I'm looking for how many transfer portal guys they brought in. I don't know if I see that. Maybe not here, but let's say they brought in 35. Up front, the Buffs returned 3 starters and added 6 transfers who were starters, all from lower levels. So, again, they can't compete. The Buffs have some intriguing weapons who arrived as transfers. Receiver from Jackson State, USF, tight end from Arkansas State, running back from Kentucky. So they're trying to do it with a bunch of transfers. So the thing you immediately analyze and we observe, first of all, they're low-level transfers. Secondly, the key to football is it's got to be unity. It's a team. And you're dependent on the other 10 guys. You can't bring in guys that haven't played with each other, right? So what we're observing is Colorado doesn't, it's all new players. Okay, let's get together and play. Well, this is why I like senior teams, that the guys have played together. Cam Rising's played 4 years for Utah. Okay. We know what we got. He knows his line. They know where he's going to go. The receivers know where they're going to go. He's got a really good tight end back. The defense have played together. So I know what he's going to do. I can trust that the outside linebacker and the middle linebacker, I know what the nose tackle is going to be. I know what the defensive end is going to do. I know what my safety is going to do because we played together for a year or two. So all these transfers come in. You don't have a fucking clue if they even are going to – how long is it going to take to gel, that they know what's going on? And this is really the problem, is they don't know each other. And that's what they've got to figure out, and that takes 3, 4, 5 games. How good are they? These are all low-level guys, half of them from Jackson State or Jacksonville State, whatever. They don't, these are not strong. These are not Michigan, Ohio State type of players. These are guys, if I get guys from Alabama is one thing. If I get guys from Jacksonville State and Toledo, these are not very strong players. Yeah, you get your Jack once in a while from there, Joe Green, North Texas State, but now they're going to Alabama and Georgia. So that's what you got to realize. So they're getting a lot of transfer portal. Is that any good? And I'm probably not. And this is where you've got to kind of take a breath away in both pro and college. So pro, you get some new, like How are we going to bet Indy this year? They've got Richardson at quarterback. If he even plays quarterback, is he going to play? I mean, he's not good. I'll give you a good example. We all remember Vince Young, Texas quarterback. Strong running type of quarterback. Like a Dante Culpepper. Not really accurate, not a really good thrower. He can throw the ball, but he doesn't know which team's going to catch it. A lot of interceptions. Great runner. Gets into the pros, goes to Tennessee. He do okay, but he basically can't handle the big game. And he's not effective. He's not a really good quarterback. We got Lamar Jackson. We know he's not a good quarterback. Now we got Richardson from Florida. We know he's not a good quarterback. C.J. Stroud and Fields, they're Ohio State guys. They can't hit the broadside of a barn. They want, like Fields wants to run. Is C.J. Stroud going to now be a running back, not a quarterback? So this is what we notice. If Vince Young couldn't make it as a running quarterback, and Todd McNair didn't do anything, or Steve McNair, and then Dante Culpepper, none of them, Bobby Douglas, none of these running type of quarterbacks who can't hit the broadside of a barn have ever done anything in the pros because it's too easy to defend. Now you're dealing with real fast, good tacklers. And if they know you can't throw and you can only run, they're all over you. So how are we going to handle Houston and Indy this year with their weak quarterbacks? Even Carolina, I'm not sold on Alabama's guy. That's a system thing. We know Fields sucks, and we know C.J. Stroud's going to suck. So we're going to bet against them. We're going to bet them under. Well, although Fields was an over guy last year. But that's what we're observing. We're observing these new guys, and we're wondering, well, let's see, the guys that they should have taken, Stetson Bennett and Hayner and Hooker, all went in the later rounds, and the guys in the first three rounds should have went in the sixth and seventh round, if at all. Richardson should never have been drafted. C.J. Stroud, I don't think I would have drafted. And the guy from Alabama would never have gone anywhere near the first three rounds. Look at Tua. He was a third pick in the draft. How many games has he missed with concussions? He's always injured. I would bet he doesn't complete the year, and I'd bet he's gone because I don't know how many concussions you can have. I mean, I know with Steve Young and Aikman and Roger Staubach had the concussions. That was it. So I don't know what he's still doing in the league with all his concussions, but I would say one more and he's gone. Not that accurate. Throws a lot to the tight end for 5-yard passes. So you're observing all this. We're observing who do we want to bet on. And our final observation's been we got to break it into the defenses. Looking for strong defenses, beat strong offenses, beat weak offenses. So when Baltimore's strong defense plays Houston, I believe, in week 1, or Indy in week 1, I don't know which one it is. Hold on, I will tell you. Here's my pro. So we've got Baltimore playing Houston. So Baltimore plays Houston week 1. We observe Baltimore with a good defense, Houston with no offense, no quarterback. They didn't get any better in their quarterback because we observe Houston's got C.J. Stroud. And I love the news trying to make him like he's a good player. Oh, he's looking good in reps with his shorts on. Like, really? He's got some talent, or Ohio State would have cut him. Anyway, so that's what you're observing. And we use that power like Adam Smith did for economics, invisible hand, free market. That's what we're doing here. So football is basically a free market. We're trying to ascertain what's important, which we figured out is good quarterback play and good defense and good running is really what makes a good team. Kansas City had good running and Mahomes. Not a great defense, but they got the good defensive tackle, Cincinnati. So we're seeing good defense, Joe Burrow, good defense, Mahomes. We see Philly with a good defense that got better with more Georgia guys. We observe that you want to draft Georgia guys. So it's all the observation that you're making. We observe the Lions have no defense. It didn't get any better. They drafted a guy out of Iowa. Their first pick was a running back. How is that going to make you better? Why they just didn't keep the running back they had last year doesn't make any sense, except for we know the Fords are cheap. Now, the good thing is Ford won't own the Lions much longer because they're going bankrupt with these electors. Maybe they'll get a government bailout or nothing, but people that have stock in that, see, there's a lot of stock in these electric cars. It's like, you're out of your fucking mind. There is absolutely no demand. I saw one teacher, which really pissed me off. He scared everybody. Well, the earth's going to blow up unless we get rid of gas-powered cars and go to electric cars. And if we don't do it in the next 2 years, we're all going to, like, dude, that's just bullshit. You're just trying to scare people. I thought he was serious at first, and then as I kept listening, I go, this guy's just full of shit. Just promoting. And then you can see why there's the electric cars. They're trying to scare everybody into buying one, because if you don't, the earth's going to blow up. Well, I'll tell you what, if the earth blows up, okay, that was it. The end of football. I'll take my gold with me, and that'll be it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? There's nothing you can do if you believe it. I mean, it's like saying, well, we're all going to die. Well, we know we're all going to die. We don't know when and we don't know how. So we try to enjoy our lives as best we can. And that's what it is. And you pass on this kind of stuff. You pass on to your kids or your wife or somebody, your friends, and you say, here you go. Until you die, you can at least live a better life because you're going to have good assets. But so the key to life is to get rid of your dollar by buying assets, right? This is what you want to buy. They will hold the value because the government is printing this to zero, which is what they don't want to tell you, is how the government fucks you, because they want you to be like dependent on them. Oh, we would never. Inflation's prices. It's not us printing the money to zero. It's not us stealing billions of dollars by printing it and putting it in our pocket and buying Tesla stock and Apple stock and everything. I don't really get Apple, like why that stock's so high. I got to look at their portfolio, but it's more than iPhones, I guess. But I think they're in the TV, whatever, but I don't know. Disney's going broke. I love Budweiser. Budweiser fucked up. They didn't listen to Say's Law. If you're Budweiser, who's my customer, and I just make beer to the mass. I sell it at the price that my customer can bear. Just like my dark chocolate, right? I buy my dark chocolate. It's at a good price. It's 90% cocoa, not a lot of sugar or fat in it. So you sell it to your market. That's the whole point of it. And you don't piss off your market. You watch kind of what you say and what you do. But you learn your market and you go with it. Like your buddies with your market. So you wouldn't piss off your friends. You go to your girlfriend and make derogatory talk since she leaves you, right? You got to be careful how you talk to your girlfriends or your boyfriends. I got to be careful how I talk about gold in football, that people get it and understand it. I got to make sure people understand what I say and how I teach. I got to teach it at a level that you walk away going, yeah, that makes sense. Like Bobby sits there and goes, yeah, that was thanks. It was a great class. Okay, that's important that he gets it and that I teach to him. and everybody else who's on here. But at the end of the day, that's the point. And if I don't do it right, nobody's going to watch. If I can't pick a football game, if I go 10%, nobody's going to watch. You're watching to make money. I assume you're watching this to make money. I assume you watch, and then I'm teaching you how to make money because I'm teaching you what an asset is. I'm teaching you what a limited asset is. I'm teaching what a printed asset is. So now you understand it's worthless and gold's king. Now you understand it and you can explain it. That's my job. That's what I'm doing. What Budweiser did, all they did was they didn't understand their customer and they pissed them all off. Everybody says, fuck this. We're tired of this woke stuff. And off they go. Now, I don't really bring up woke stuff. It doesn't interest me. I don't know why they give them the time of day. If I want to say this is the Titanic and it's sunk and you don't agree with me, that's it. Just don't listen and off you. That's fine. I get there's Keynesians and they're not going to agree with me, or there's Bitcoin people and they're not going to agree with me. But I'm not selling anything, and I'm not trying to get you to agree with me. I'm giving you what's really happening. If you want to get money, you go here. You don't go into Bitcoin. I just got a WhatsApp from some girl who I assume it's a girl, some picture of a girl with a UK phone number who says she lives in LA. Well, what are you doing with your phone number living in LA? So I'm already suspicious. Then we start talking, and she says something like she owns Bitcoin. Now, she doesn't know who I am. She doesn't understand I'm an Austrian economist professor with a master's. And I go, it's not real money. And she's like, well, I invest twice a week and I made all this money, and da-da-da-da-da. And I go, it's not real money. Real money has to be acceptable by everybody, and it's not. You can't buy a car with it. You can't go to the grocery store with it. It's not money. It's not acceptable. I'd rather own this than own Bitcoin. I said, well, I own gold. I don't mess around with things that aren't real. I'd rather own real money than whatever. I don't even know what the computer thing. I don't even know what to call Bitcoin. It's a computer. It ain't money. It's computer money. It's computer. I can't even answer because it's not money. It's not digital gold or, what happens if you don't have power? You're gone. If you don't have internet, you're out. I'm fine with gold. I got mantle cards. So she's kind of arguing with me, but she doesn't understand who I am. And, I'm saying I'm in gold. I'm not in Bitcoin. I don't know what it is. It's not money. I don't deal with stuff that's fantasy. It's not, it has a value. I'd rather have this than this is worth probably a lot more than $30,000. It's much more limited because it's in really good condition. Why would I want Bitcoin that I don't even know what it is? So I told her that, and then I blocked her because I didn't know who she was. She says, hi, who the fuck is this? I love when I get these out of the blue hellos. Who are you? And then there's a picture of a girl, and I'm like, okay, who are you? What are you bothering me for? And then they start giving you this Bitcoin spiel. There's this other spiel, and you're like, it's like I keep getting these phone calls, the same thing. It's like I get a phone call, and I'm like, who the fuck, hello, and then there's no answer on the other end. So now I'm at the point where if I don't get the answer in 10 seconds, if nobody comes on in 10 seconds, I hang up and block them. And then there's one lady trying to sell me car repairs, and she's on 20 different numbers. She calls, I go, I'm not interested, and I block her. And then I keep getting her calling me on different numbers, and I keep hanging up and blocking her. It's like, I'm not interested in that. It's sort of like medicine. I'm not interested in it. I just fast. I don't eat sugar and carbs. I'm perfectly healthy. I don't need a doctor. So I don't need Medicare or medicine and pay thousands of dollars a month for it. Don't need it. Anyway, but that's what it is. So we observe everything. We observe football. We look for so we take the stats to find the defense, and we grade the teams. Are they A teams, great offense, great defense? Are they great offense, weak defense, and over? Are they terrible offense, great defense, and under? Or are they terrible offense, terrible defense? They're a Z team. So we're looking for the teams and we grade them. And then when we get two overs playing each other, we go, aha, there was no defense. They're going to score a lot. And then we make sure the quarterbacks are playing, like last year with Kansas and Oklahoma and Spencer Sanders and all these people. And Rising got hurt at the end of the USC game. So, but if they don't tell us the injuries, we're fucked, right? So anyway, that's what we need to understand. But that's what you're looking for. You're looking, give me an over team. It's because it's Van Dyke, it's Rising, it's Williams, so we're looking for the quarterback. That's what makes them an over team. So you got to be careful to check for the injuries. If he's not playing, it's not the same team. Defensively, they suck, or defensively, they're Georgia and Iowa State. Then we know nobody's going to score on them, and then we just keep betting them under. So that's what we're observing. We're observing what type of team they are and how they do it. Baseball, we go to the pitcher. Verlander's going tonight. Bet the Mets. I care more about that than I do offensive teams. Texas is a great offensive team, but if they face Verlander, they ain't going to hit him. Nobody's going to. When Verlander wants to and he's on, you ain't hitting him. Too many pitches, too hard to hit. So that's basically everything in a nutshell. Girls, you observe them. How are they? I met a nice girl walking out of the club yesterday. Very pretty girl in a bikini, which helped. And I'm holding the door for her. And somehow we started talking. And she said, I got a back problem. I says, I do too. And I stretch, and this is what I do. And she seemed very sweet, very nice, smiled at me. So we really, that's what you're looking for is, can you have the conversation with them? Forget the looks. The looks got you to the conversation. It's the conversation that you're trying to get to. And that's what it is. So, that helped, right? So, but it's all observation, but you got to know what to look for. So in the girl, you're looking for a smile, and she's friendly and easy to talk to. I try to understand and observe. Mostly at poker, I know me, so I'm going to put on a show for you. When I got a good hand, I'm not going to make it look like I got a good hand, or when I'm bluffing, I'm not going to let you know I'm bluffing. I have a real stone cold look, and but I know I'm being observed a lot, so I try to, I'm pretty stoic. I will smile when I'm talking to the girl. I'm smiling to her, but I'm just kind of close to the rest. But because I'm an INFJ, I'm very psychic, so I can feel a lot, right? So I can feel she likes me, or I can feel the bet. I can feel the buy gold. I can feel, like Verlander's good, or, Georgia football. Yep, that's a good under. Iowa State. So I can feel all that, which helps me, which is why I'm so successful playing poker and picking games and all that, is that sixth sense that go with your gut. Yeah, you've identified they're an under team, bet them under. And you're like coming in and go, yeah, no, it's a good bet. Iowa State under, and you play it under, and then they win, and they keep the score under, and you win. And you go, how did I do that? And you realize because they're a good under team. Like if they're playing Oklahoma, oh shit, the 60-point Oklahoma scores, but Iowa State, they don't give up a lot of points, so they keep the games under. We did that with Kansas last year. We took Kansas, not the over, and Kansas won 14-11. They held Kansas to 14 points. Nobody else did, but that's what Iowa State does. They keep the games low scoring. So does Washington State. So does Iowa and Georgia usually. So that's what you're looking at. So you're trying to observe and figure out what's important, which is basically what you've done. And that's what I try to teach you but not everybody has the same sixth sense that I do. So that's why I try to help you. But in football, I can feel the games. Most people can't. Most people don't know why they're betting, or they're betting because of the name. Heisman trophies, 200-1. I'm going to bet him. What are you out of your mind? You don't know anything about the guy. Like, is he good? And see, I would look at the schedule, look at the guy, like Cam Rising. I could take Cam Rising to win the Heisman if it was 100-1 odds. I could see betting a little bit of money on Cam Rising. I don't normally do that kind of stuff, betting, to win the Heisman or to win the national title or how many games to win. I stay away from all that bullshit because it's too many injuries. You just don't know. But if I would bet Cam Rising to win the Heisman. If I'm getting 100-1, yeah, I'm probably betting $10 to win 1,000 on Cam Rising. Yeah, probably. He's beat SC twice last year. The problem is that you got to almost go undefeated to win it, or one loss. Although Stenson Bennett didn't win it. I don't remember who won it last year. I think it was the Alabama quarterback, but they had 2 losses, so I don't know why he won it. I don't know why Devontae Smith won. He was a receiver at Alabama. I'm like, okay. But he doesn't look that good in the pros. He's not, he's somewhat fast, but he's playing against professionals, not college guys. And, it's not Alabama. They're not playing Arkansas State. So this is the problem with the Alabama guys. Anyway, I'm noticing it's kind of dead, except for Nick. On my last video and on this one, I'm not really getting a lot of response. I don't know if it's Friday and I'm on a weird time because on the weekends I'm on 11:30, 12, and everybody knows it. Friday is more like I work till noon. I go to the Gold Store. I go to swim. Then I'm on in the afternoon, but I'm not, and the point I'm doing these live is to get the questions and comments. So I don't know what to do with Friday. Last Friday, I don't think I got too many either, but I do on the weekend. So we'll see. I might just do Thursday night, Friday night. I don't know. I'll have to ask tomorrow. When Bobby's on, I'll see. But yeah, that's why I do it live, is to see it. And again, it's a video. So if there's not a lot of people watching now, I know they watch because I see the numbers. And over a week, I'll then go to 50, 60 people. And I'm like, oh, okay. So people are watching. That's why they're valuable. But I try to do them live for a reason. But anyway, so that's about it then. So you got your baseball, the Locks, the Mets, Verlander. Talked about football and poking. It's all observation. So I bought, it's going to go way up in price. You heard about the BRICS coming out of the gold-backed currency, makes demand for gold even more. Everybody wants to get out of the U.S. dollar. So even if it doesn't inflate to zero, nobody will want it, and it'll die out. Even the U.S. people, I would want a gold-backed currency. It's much better than a U.S. dollar printed currency. So we'll see what happens with that. They're not going to say uncle, like they're going to, oh no, we're fine. No inflation. We're still the reserve currency, and they'll make up, the moon, the cow jumps over the moon every day. You got to keep that in mind, that the news and the media are really fixed and they don't tell you the truth. So that's why I show you Andrew Maguire and Alistair McLeod, because they're in Europe and they tell you the truth. And you listen to some of these bubbleheads here, they don't know what they're talking about. All right, I think that's it. So I'll be on tomorrow about 11:30, 12. We'll see what's interesting to talk about. I might play that one segment on Andrew McGuire where he says, "Here we go, gold at 40,000." I like to get that out there a few times, and then the doctor about cholesterol for Bobby, because he kind of breaks it down pretty good. And that's about it. So I did want to show you the Mantle card, and these are assets. These will go up in value. These are very key. This is how you collect, get Joe Montana. And if you don't think baseball cards have a value, take a look at the Montana rookie card, PSA 10, 100,000. So it's all supply and demand. It's what the market wants. Everything in reality is what the market wants. You can't sell a phone for $20,000. This is $100 phone. You can sell it for $100. That's what the market will bear. Why don't they make this $1,000 for this football guy? Because nobody will pay it. Even at 12, it's a little bit high. But see, the price is determined by me, by us, by the market. We determine what you can sell things for. Because if we don't buy it, your price is screwed up. That's the key to it. So that's what you need to understand. That's why you can't have the government run the markets. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. So you got to get away from that. So you need to, what do I charge for the Mantle? And you look at eBay sale. You go to eBay or some auction site. You see what this is going for as PSA 10, if you can even find it. And look for an 8 or a 9. Look for some PSA. And that's how you determine the value, is what other people in the marketplace has bought or sold it for. And that's how you're looking at value. When you go, I want to buy a wedge because my golf clubs are in Alabama, but I want to just swing the club for my back and hit a few balls. I got balls, but I want to buy a wedge or a 9. And so I'll go to the golf shop and I'll see what he's selling them for. And if he's $200 for a wedge, fuck you. If it's $20 for a wedge or a 9, I'll probably buy it. Even if it's used, I don't really care. It doesn't have to be new. So that's kind of depending on what he sells for. It depends on when I buy it. When I go to the meat grocery store tomorrow, and I want a steak or I want my ribs for the weekend, again, it's going to be dependent on what he's selling them for. Now he's down to $12 for the ribs I like, so I'll probably buy them at the $12 price. Last week I got some fatty ones, so I'll do a better job inspecting them. But that's really, it's what are you selling it for, and then I determine if I want to buy it or not. So my last part, I went and got my hair cut last week, and the girl's giving me a hard time. She was really strange. And so I said, "Have you been cutting hair for a while?" And she got offended. I'm like, "Well, I want somebody with experience cutting my hair. It's an important part of me, and I like it to be well cut." And she said, "Yeah, I've been doing it for 20 years." And she gets all antsy-pantsy, one of these, liberal types. And I end up, okay. And she cuts my hair. And then we got into prices. Well, I was at this other one, but they raised their price $5 and they didn't tell me. And I go to pay and it's $5 higher. I go, well, that's ridiculous. You can't do that. But I agree if I want to do it or not. But I need to know up front. So when I'm at the grocery store, there better be a price on the Oreo cookies. It's $5. I don't want it. It's $2. Okay, I'll buy it. Or bagels or eggs or anything I buy. I see the price and then do I buy it? Now I see cherries on sale. Yeah, I buy it. They're $5 a pound. I don't buy it. So I'm basing it on the price. So if you're charging me $50, I don't go to you. You charge me 20. So the other girl went from 20 to 25, but she doesn't tell me until after. I get insulted because you can't do that. You've got to tell me beforehand what the price is. You can't do the service and then say, oh, it's going to be $25. You can't do that. So the girl at the haircut place was well, we could all charge $25. And I go, no, you can't. You can charge it, but you're not going to have any customers. They're here because it's $20. So if you made it 25, we would go look for the $20 haircut because you're just a bunch of, you're not highly skilled professional, you do the movie stars. I mean, you're hacks that just cut hair. So you're worth $20. I mean, if you want to be 25, you can't differentiate yourself that you're better than other girls that are here 25. Like the other one, she went up to 25. She just her price. Therefore, I'm not gonna value you. I'm basically getting the cheapest price because I think that it's all the same. The skill set's the same. You're not better than her. You're all the same at $25 or $20. So if you want to raise we'll all charge 25. And I go, no, I'm the market. I determine what your price is. I determine your 20, I would buy. And I told the other girl at 25, fuck yourself. That's what you do. I determine it with New York strips. You make them $20 a pound. No, $10 or $11, and I'm buying a few. So I'm determining what you can sell it for, not you. You cannot set the price. I set the price based on my action of buying and not buying. And that's really the whole market is determined by us, the buyer. We determine if your price is too high or not. So can I sell this for $50,000? Not yet. At 1,000, I'd have everybody and their mother buying it. At 2,000, it's really not the market, but I agreed to buy it because I'm under the impression it's worth 50, right? Maybe not tomorrow, but in the future, when we get to a free market like this, then I'm believing gold will go way up. Either way, the key is I know this is going down because I know what inflation is and they print it to zero. So I got to get out of this anyway. So it's what do I buy? Do I buy this or this with my money? This is a smarter choice because it hasn't gone up yet. This has. And if this is worth 20,000, how the hell is this not going to be worth 20,000? So that's really what I'm doing right now. So I tell you is get out of this. And then it's what do you buy with it? I prefer this over stocks and bonds because they're all in this. So you've got to get out of that. So you can't buy stocks. That's the same thing. So that's really the reason we buy this because we got to get out of that because we understand this is going to zero. So that's what we're analyzing. We're doing observations, just like Adam Smith, on everything, on gold, on football, sports cards, poker, women. It's all observations, and you're trying to pick. You see some marriages, and you go, "What are they doing together?" This woman always yells at the guy. And like, what are you doing with her? I mean, unless you enjoy being yelled at, you're out of your mind. He didn't observe that she yells and doesn't treat him nice. Maybe he likes that. I don't know, but he's got to observe. So when you see a pretty girl, you got to observe her. Is she nice? Is she a bitch? Is she stuck up? Is she, hey, I'm pretty, so you got to do whatever? I mean, that's what you really are trying to figure out is to observe her kind of with her friends and see, like, this girl opened the door for me, and that's nice. You're a nice girl. So I liked her because she seemed friendly, but that's what was important to me. I don't want to be yelled at by some, even though she's an attractive girl. Same thing in poker. You're not going to intimidate me. You make $100 bet, I'm going to assume you got it until I see you bluffing, and then I'll go from there. Or I'm going to wait till I catch a full house and check and let you do your bluff, and then I'm going to kill you. Then I'll really hammer you. So now I know how to play you. You're aggressive, but I'll just check, and you make the bet, and I got to do all that, win and everything. So that's really what everything's about. So again, baseball, we understand the pitchers, football, and most hockey's the goalie, basically. Basketball, it's Wilt, it's Kareem, it's Magic, it's Bird. If you got a guy like that on it, you're going to win a lot more games than having a bunch of nobodies like the Pistons. What a pathetic team that is. And it's just funny listening to the radio guys. They're so stupid. It's just, you just laugh at them. But they like to think they're important, right? Name a time you were at a baseball game and you liked it, and then the idiots call up going, yeah, I was at this game and I saw that. You're like, oh my God. Anyway, so that's what is going on. So we got the baseball. So basically, life's about observations. What you like is what you should go to. If it's food, if it's women, do you like poker? Do you like football? Then you try to be smart and you realize, then you try to educate yourself. This is shit. So then you buy these too. You understand that these are assets. These are going to hold the value and go up, and this goes down. That is a skill that you have to understand then. So you can listen to me and I can teach you. And that's basically what I'm saying. Anything that can be printed to zero, can be massively printed, you don't want to have. So even this, probably in 68, this was massively printed. But now to find one very centered, and this could be a 10 or a 9, but most of them are not in this condition. Now this is limited. Even though it was heavily printed, a lot of people threw the cards out. 1968, a lot of people didn't protect them. And then to get a nice centered corner, nice rookie card, the 51 or 52 rookie, PSA 5 is going for $300,000. I can't even imagine what the Mano PSA 9, it's got to be $2-3 million. So again, it's not that it was limited at first, but it's all those cards. To find one now in mint condition from the 50s, you can't do it. Even that Hannes Wagner 1906 card is a PSA 2, but there's only 7 of them, so the condition doesn't matter. It's so limited. So you're really looking for limited supply things, including women, limited supply, and then you're looking at if it's limited, it's got value. So that's why if you find that one girl that is like you just don't see, that's the one you marry, because you can't replace her, you can't find her, or anything, anything in life. You're looking for that one job, the girl, just your normal friends. You don't want just a regular friend. You don't want to kiss ass. You want somebody that you can respect and talk to, and is going to respect you back. And it's very hard. Most people are very disrespectful and they only care about themselves. So I understand that. So I don't have a lot of friends. I don't want a lot of friends. So that's just the way I live life. We all live it differently, but that's where I'm at. So again, baseball, lock, the Mets. I gave you the other games. Football, we're observing. So you need the scores. College, watch the transfer. Teams that transferred a lot of people in have to play together, are probably going to be real sloppy the first few weeks. Then study them and go, wow, this team really is good. The transfers work. Most of the time, the transfers won't work, or it's going to take 4 or 5 games for the players to mesh. That's really the key. So anyway, keep that. In the pros, you got quarterbacks moving around, coaches moving around, so they keep putting in their own system, and it takes time. That's why pro football is so scrambled. It takes me 5-6 games to figure it out. Now, I'm able to figure it out, but it takes me a while because teams switch. The coach switches, quarterback switches. They draft these, they drafted Richardson and C.J. Stroud. Oh boy, they're gonna get shut out in half the games. Like Fields. Fields turns into a runner, and then all of a sudden they start scoring. But normally you're betting a quarterback like that under. So that's what you're trying to do. So you're trying to look for reasons why you do the things you do. Anyway, I think that's about it. www.teaserking.com. Site is up and ready to go. Prices are in. They're new prices. They're all fixed. They're all ready. The full season, pro $5.99, college $5.99. Both are $7.50. If you want to do like $250, $250, or $350 and $4, you can certainly just send me an email to do that. Some of my guys do that, and I'll give you what you pay for. And then when you finally pay the full amount, then you get the full year password. I'm not going to get burnt where I give somebody the full year password and then they don't pay me because they think, oh, I'll just give them the 200 and then I'll get the password and I won't pay them the rest. Well, it doesn't work like that with the professor. So anyway, that's what you're up to. So we'll as we get more into the season, we'll go. Yeah, I've been studying the college. The pros, there's not much. I guess I'll start looking at the box scores. They don't even play preseason games anymore. It's just ridiculous and things like that. So anyway, that's what's going on. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow, 11:30, 12. www.teaserking.com. Have a nice night. Take care. Thank you very much.